Hey guys, it's JJ. Welcome back to the Eagles franchise. After winning a Super Bowl, we're gonna go to the off season right now, and we're gonna try to figure out how to attack the playoffs next year once again. And to do that, we need to look at re-signing first, then the free agency is gonna come up, and at the end we're gonna talk about the upcoming draft. But first up, we have a retirement, and it's gonna be Fletcher Cox. He is not gonna be here for anything more, and he's done after winning a Super Bowl. So we're gonna lose a defensive tackle. Alonzo McFadden can try to replace him, but I don't think that is necessarily gonna work out 100% because Fletcher Cox is Fletcher Cox, and Alonzo McFadden is just gonna be in his second year now, but he sure will try, and then we probably need another defensive tackle to shore up that front. Apart from that, we're not gonna have any other retirements, but I was scared that Von Miller would retire too, and that would mean we lose 2 defensive linemen at once. But he didn't, apparently, and he is trying to attack this year as well, but he's gonna lose a lot. Block shedding -3, 6 tackling, 2 power moves, 2 finesse moves, and a little bit play rec awareness. That's a lot of points he just lost there. Same goes for Lavonte David, and he also loses his dev trait. He's now at normal dev, and he lost a speed point, a acceleration point, a lot of awareness, some pursuit, zone coverage down by -3 there. So yeah, I'm not gonna bring him back because we have Deacon Chancellor. But yeah, Rick Lovato, our long snapper, loses a lot as well, but he's not gonna retire either, so we're gonna keep him around. He's under contract anyway. And then Dallas Goedert, he is 20, no, actually I think he's 30, and he just lost a little bit of speed, catching traffic, and acceleration as well, break tackle. There is some points there to be lost. And then a guy we just signed for the Super Bowl, I think, was Raekwon McMillan, but he loses so many points that he's not even worth keeping around as a backup linebacker. Dante Jackson lost a lot of points last year when he was 28. This year, it's not all that many, but -2 speed, -2 man coverage. And his tackling was already a little bit of a liability, so yeah. On the contrary, Avonte Maddox doesn't lose any points at all, and he is 29 as well. And then a dev trait regression here by Landon Dickerson. He loses his star dev. He's just going to be normal now. And that's fine, he's just a backup, and he's not going to be a whole lot more. But I signed him in the season so that he's going to stay around for this year as well. And then Doug Washington lost his superstar dev. He's now down to star. But I think the most development you can get is in the first 3-4 years, and he got that. First mock draft of the offseason, and Joe Hart, a quarterback, is going to go to Pittsburgh. A monstrous defensive tackle goes to the Lions. Would love to get him, but he goes a little too early for our draft pick. And then down the list, we have Alex Patton and Jermaine Hanna, 2 exciting edge rushers. If I could get my hands on either one of them, I'd be so excited, but a little bit too far up the draft. We're not going to trade into the top 10. And then down the list, I think this is a range where we could realistically attack, and there is a player I really like, but not an edge rusher and not a defensive tackle. It's DeMonte Burgess, a cornerback, and I really like him a lot. Maybe he's going to be a target, but there's also 5 other first-round corners, and it could be either one of them. They all look very similar. Raheem Barr is another favorite of mine, but he is so small. He's just 5'9", 193. But he has also exciting speed, just like DeMonte Burgess. And then Jeff Lipton also has good speed. And I think there is one missing there. Yes, I'm not sure what. Austin Weber is his name. Yeah, that's the other guy. there's a lot of corners that look really promising, but yeah. First up, we have these contract negotiations with Von Miller, age 36. He's down to an 85 overall. I don't think he's going to be a great edge rusher next year. He's just going to be good, and he is a really good run defender, even though he just lost a lot of block shedding. But we're going to try to offer him the fair deal and hope it works. Bring him back on a $10 million deal. And he is not going to take it. He's going to be out here. The franchise tag is worth $19 million, which is a little bit too much in my opinion. But yeah, I think he's going to test free agency then. And there is an incentive here to bring back Alex Soto, who I picked up off the Jets practice squad last offseason. And or at the beginning of last season, and I am gonna do so by hoping he accepts this $5 million deal, and he is going to take it. 1 year, $5 million, and he's gonna split the role with Dalvin McCall, and I hope that's gonna be enough. I'm sure gonna try to bring back Von Miller in free agency, but we'll see. Dante Jackson lost a lot of regression, was already a weakness this year, and I mean, he didn't lose a lot, but he lost some important ratings, and I don't think that he is going to be on the team next year. We'll see how he does in free agency. Maybe I bring him back on a cheap deal, but I'd say he's not going to be back. Lavonte David, already talked about him. He's also going to be gone, lost a lot in regression. His speed is subpar now, and I think that Deacon Chancellor is ready to take up his spot. Just not in pass coverage, but that's okay. Maybe we can shore up the run defense here. Kenneth Gainwell, I'm not going to bring him back. He's just not exciting enough to pay him money. If I was going to bring someone back, it would have been Miles Sanders, but I let him test, so I'm not going to keep Gainwell around if I don't keep Sanders around. And then Josh Sweat has been a disappointment those past 4 years. He's going to be gone as well. I think we have one great edge rusher here, one up and coming edge rusher in Jonathan Rivera, and then a couple younger guys, and we'll see how this is going to go. And then Milton Williams, I like his play style. He's just a little bit lighter. He's a good pass rusher. He's not a good run stopper, and he's not going to take the $5 million deal, or I think it was closer to $6, but he's going to be gone. I am going to try to retain Howie Flanagan, a first-year quarterback out of Stanford. He looked solid in preseason, and I think he has nice ratings if Landry is ever down for a year, for a game or two. If he's gone for the year, then there's no winning this either way. Chuba Hubbard, same for him. If I don't retain Miles Sanders, I'm not gonna re-sign Chuba Hubbard, even though I really like him, and he's the one I might actually bring back, I gotta say, compared to Kenneth Gainwell. We'll look into free agency, but I'm not going to overpay for him. And Anthony McFarland, I think he only saw one carry this entire year. He's just not exciting enough. He's just a number 4 running back. Moving on to Landon Davis, who is 24 years old. And yeah, he asks for not all that much, but I'm going to not re-sign him because I already have his kind of skill set in Dallas Goedert and Nolan Graham, and Nolan Graham is in a rookie deal, and so he's gonna go. Same goes for Dakota Howell, who was just somebody we picked up at the end of the last offseason, and I think he was a nice backup, but yeah, might bring him back after the draft if he's still in the free agent pool. Bradley Middlebrooks, this is a little bit too much money for a backup, but I am open to bringing him back if nobody's interested in free agency. I like his backup upside, but I'm not going to pay close to $7 million for a backup. And then Thaddeus Moss, might bring him back because I like his blocking and his catching upside as well. And then the last guy is Bobby Saunders. Same deal with him, just like with Dakota Howell. Both of those guys, if they're up for grabs after the draft, I might pick him up. But for now, they're both going to be testing free agency, and I hope that nobody's going to sign them. And then I'm going to get them back, hopefully. Quick overview over our salary situation. Most of our younger players are ending the closing in on the end of their deals. The most important guy is Devontae Smith, and he's locked up for 6 more years. Landry is gonna be signed in a couple of years. Dallas Goedert, Sean Keaton, Jonathan Rivera, Chris Madden, Taylor Anderson, Mitch Slaughter. All of those guys are gonna have to be re-signed at the end of the next season or during the next season, because most of them are from that first draft class where we had 4 first-round picks, and then we also picked up a couple of mid and late round guys that I really liked. And Mike Middleton is also one of those guys who are gonna get a deal next year. So most of our top guys on the roster are at the end of their deals. And if we look at maybe saving some cap space or releasing somebody for cap space reasons, there is nothing to do, because we can save a whole lot and we have literally all the cap room in the world. Dallas Goedert is 30 years old. He just lost a little bit in regression, and I'm gonna add him to the trade block because this is 600 yards per season, 500 yards per season. I think the average was close to 500 yards per season over the last 4 years, and I don't think that it's worth keeping him around if I'm not going to use him like a number 1 tight end. And I have a younger guy here in Nolan Graham who I've been excited to bust out, but he has great speed for a tight end, 87 speed, and exciting receiving upside. So yeah, that's why I put Goedert on the trade block. And then we're gonna go to free agency where we have $139 million, and Joe Mixon is on the market, and I would be all in if there's a chance here. David Bakhtiari, Zach Martin, 2 linemen that are really great, but I'm not gonna need them because I have a really young offensive line. 5 offensive linemen, all on their rookie deals, and all of them look really promising. Aaron Jones, Michael Thomas, Jamar Chase. There is no way that I'm gonna sign a receiver, a starting receiver, to this team, because we have 4 great receivers, and there is no way that I'm gonna take playtime away from them. Stephon Gilmore is on the market, and I am not sure about him because I don't think he has the speed that is necessary to keep up in man coverage, because Dante Jackson even had the speed and it didn't help him a lot. But a couple of more offensive linemen and edge rushers: Khalil Mack, Johnny Hecker, Von Miller. Doesn't have any bids right now, so I'm gonna offer him. And we're gonna look at running backs as well. I think that running backs are something that I have to look at because Matt Upshaw is the only starting running back we have right now, and he's not an in between the tackles guy. And if I can get my hands on Joe Mixon, then I'm gonna try my best to do that. For receivers, I already said I will look at like 4th, 5th, 6 receivers at the end of the draft, or after the draft rather. And as we always already can see here, Dante Jackson has a few offers, so I'm not gonna offer him because I would have to overpay to make sure to get him. Joe Mixon wants 4 years. I'm So he wants 10 million per year. I'm gonna give him 15 per year over 2 years. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna try, and this offer is really blowing it out of the water. This offer really has to get it done, and we have a sizable lead on the Buccaneers. So this is what I'm gonna try to do. And if he's gone, there is no other running back here that I really want to have, and that would also be a great upgrade on Kenneth Gainwell, because all the other guys are getting offers as well. And then I'm bringing back Thaddeus Moss. I thought about bringing back Landon Davis for cheap, but he got a few offers here and I would have to overpay him, and I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to try to lowball Thaddeus Moss. Offensive line, we're fine. We have 8 guys locked up on contract, so that's fine. And then I'm going to offer Von Miller a deal that is cheaper than what I offered him in the re-signing stage, $9 million for a year, but he does not have any other offers. So if he takes this one, I'm really happy. But yeah, that's it for Von Miller. Defensive tackles, I was not all that interested in the options that were on the market. I think we're gonna attack defensive tackle in the draft again, just like last year. And then J.C. Horn is on the market. He doesn't have the speed either, but he has a great press ability. And I'm gonna try to make this a 1-year prove-it deal for J.C. Horn, because all the other offers he has are really low. So they're trying to lowball him, and I'm gonna try to give him a fair deal, a little bit more money that he wants to receive on a per year basis for the 4-year contract. So this is gonna give him a better option to beat out the other teams, and we're gonna try another ex-Panther to bring him into Philadelphia and be the number 2 to Chris Madden. And then the last guy I want to talk about is Bradley Middlebrooks. I already talked about him. I really like his backup upside. He's always tearing it up in preseason, and this is a fair deal to me. I think it's still a little bit more than I'm willing to pay for a backup edge rusher, but for now I think this is fine, and if he signs, I'm happy to do this. And so that's our 5 offers. No defensive tackles, but a corner and 2 edge rushers, and then a couple offensive skill players, while we have our quarterback and line of the future already locked up. And now we're gonna go to stage 2 and find out what we got. And we got almost everybody. We got Bradley Middlebrooks. We got J.C. Horn. He accepted the 1-year prove-it deal. We got back Thaddeus Moss. And we got Joe Mixon on board here. He got the 2-year contract, and that is exactly 2 years in which Christian Landry is still on his rookie deal. So this is kind of the money thing I'm doing right now. Landry just earns like $1 million a year, and I'm gonna give a lot of the money he will earn past that to Joe Mixon to have an elite running back on the roster. Now we're gonna move on to the mock draft, and this is bullshit because, yeah, you know it. Joe Hart, no, he's not gonna replace Drew Grooms. They have a franchise quarterback there. That is just not right. Jermaine Hanna still at number 8. I don't think it's gonna happen. I would love to draft him. He looks awesome, but I don't think it's gonna happen. And the first corner at 11 to Cincinnati. I think he's the least exciting of the 6 corners that are out there. And he's going first. There are no way I'm gonna pick him up. But Demonte Burgess is still on my radar. I don't like Aaron Hale. He's the second least favorite, I gotta say, on these 6 corners, these 6 first-round corners, because he doesn't have the speed or the upside to compared to someone like Demonte Burgess or Austin Weber or Jeff Lipton or Raheem Barr. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit. And now Von Miller in stage 2. He is the only guy we didn't get in the first round. And now he has other offers. So I upped the offer by $3 million. It's a 1-year, $12 million deal for Von Miller. And that's almost 20% over what would be the fair offer. And that's not going to be enough. Because it's 101 total points, and we're still getting beat out by the Titans by a sizable amount. I would have had to go up to like $14 million to get him. And I don't think it's worth it paying $14 million to somebody who has just regressed a lot in his pass rushing and run stopping. But yeah, 5th year options. We have Sean Keaton. I want to keep him around, and I'm not going to pick up the 5th year because next year I'm going to pay him. And yeah, he's going to get the big franchise tackle deal next year. The $20 million per season deal, or 25 maybe even. And then the second of our 4 first-round picks from that draft class is Mike Middleton, and I'm going to keep him around as well because he looked awesome down the stretch of his last season. The second half of the season, he really turned it on, and in the playoffs, man, he had so many run stops. It was awesome to see. And then the other 2 guys apparently can't get 5th year options, but I was not going to take them anyway because I think that if you really like somebody, the 5th year option is kind of like a franchise tag. They're not going to like it. If a player wants to be paid like he has earned to the last few years, then he's gonna get it after the 4th year. And then we have a trade coming up here because Dallas Goedert, he got some offers. I made a custom one. I think this is a fair deal to the Colts, who have just drafted their franchise quarterback last year in Eric Randolph. And I think moving up from the 4th round to the 2nd is fair for us to give him up. A 30-year-old tight end. I think I could have gotten more if I wanted to, but I don't want to abuse the CPU logic. And so that is, I think, a fair deal. Throw in a 6 there. We have 4 6th-round picks, and I don't know what to do with them, so I think this is a fair deal. And then we're going to go to league signings. We just signed the 4 guys in free agency, and that's about it. And we're going to face Michael Thomas every year, twice. That's not going to be fun at all. And yeah. Then we are also going to face Khalil Mack. He was signed away after the first stage of free agency, so he was not there when I decided to pull the offer on Von Miller, who is going to go to Tennessee. So yeah, that is why I didn't get either of them, but I think that we can attack edge rusher in the draft as well. I have a couple of prospects that I really liked in the draft process. And then, yeah, running backs, nothing all that interesting. But yeah, Kenneth Gainwell going to Arizona, so we're going to face him probably once a year. DeMarcus Lawrence also. We're going to face DJ Chark twice a year, so that's interesting. And Chuba Hubbard goes to the Dolphins, so we're not going to see him probably at all. And that is about it. Josh Sweat goes to our division rivals, to the Cowboys. That is just, yeah. That is just awesome to see that the CPU does this stuff. And yeah, we're going to face him twice a year. And then Javon Hargrave also goes to the Titans. So he's going to pair up there with Von Miller. And that's going to be interesting to see, but we're probably not going to see it either way. And then Tommy Tremble goes to the Cowboys. So we're going to face him twice a year. There are some interesting signings by our division rivals here. And then Milton Williams, who was really, I was interested in him, but he got offers too early and too expensive, especially. So I didn't want to overpay for a 78 overall defensive tackle. And then the 5th mock draft starts off with some more bullshit because Joe Hart has got to be the number 1 pick. And then, what is this, man? Glenn Nzerma to the Bills? No. I'm going to change these picks around if they're really going to do that. I can tell you that right now. But yeah, just like I did last year, this doesn't make any sense. Quarterbacks are not going to be taken. like this in real life. Demonte Burgess at 18. He might be the target. I might trade up for him. And I might not do that for Aaron Hale, but I might do it for someone like Raheem Barr, who is set to go at 25. So, yeah. He is one of the 4 cornerbacks I really like. There are 6 first-round cornerbacks, and there's a big drop-off after that. And yeah, I know we signed Chasey Horn, but this is just a 1-year deal, and I don't expect it to work out perfectly. I think that Chris Madden is the better guy. And yeah, we're gonna go through some draft prospects here, just to look at interesting positions. Yeah, this is not about all the great players. It's just players at positions that we are interested in. Alex Patton, if I had ever a chance to pick him, I would have used the focus, the focus scouting on him, but we didn't, and so that, yeah, we don't know anything about him. Tevin Howard is an interesting prospect with great acceleration and good strength and B power moves. So you know he can rush the passer, and he knows how to get to the quarterback after that. Pursuit and tackling at A. And then another guy, Bradley Pearson, 3'11". He's a defensive tackle, not an edge rusher. And he has great athleticism and A power moves. So he might be the guy you gotta take when you strike out on the other defensive tackles and you want to replace Milton Williams, because that's the skill set. Jermaine Hanna looks like a monster. Great athleticism, elite speed, 4.61. Are you kidding me? A finesse moves. I already know that I want him, even though I don't know the power moves. And then A tackling, B pursuit. He doesn't have an injury history. He looks like a monster. Ty McRae is a defensive tackle as well, and he looks like a monster too. Good acceleration, speed, and strength. Elite agility, elite change of direction, 4.65 speed, 32 bench reps, A block shedding, A power moves, B pursuit. Don't know the tackling, but it looks like he is an absolute stud. Even A hit power. So he might even force some fumbles. He might be a guy you want to attack as well. And then Johnny Robinson, elite acceleration, only decent speed, but he has the acceleration that is necessary. He's also a defensive tackle type from his weight, and he has A power moves, B block shedding, and at least finesse moves is not horrible, but he looks awesome as well. Let's get to the listed defensive tackles, and this guy, we're not gonna get him, but this is what you're missing out on if you don't pick top 5, because this is an elite athlete with 4.84 40-yard dash and 36 bench reps on the combine, 38 even at his pro day, and B block shedding, B power moves, B pursuit, A awareness, A play rec. This is the guy you want to get in the top 5, but we're not gonna get him. John Foster might go too early for us as well, and but he has the elite strength. 42 bench reps. Are you kidding me? Going with 4.85 40-yard dash. This guy looks ridiculous. B finesse moves, A block shedding, but we don't know anything about him, and apart from that, and so yeah, he goes too early probably anyway. James Smith is a more realistic target with 4.73 40-yard dash, the fastest of all defensive tackles, and great bench reps as well. A power moves, A finesse moves. This guy is an elite pass rusher on the interior, and he looks like somebody you want to pick up, but you can only get one player in the first round this year. Lloyd Harris, great athlete as well. Doesn't maybe have the bench reps that you would expect from a defensive tackle, but A finesse moves. Don't know the power moves, but he might be a target. Joe Drummond. Yeah, I would have liked to take a deeper look at him, but we didn't. And that is, yeah. He's a great athlete. Don't know anything about the moves. Just know that he is not a secure tackler, and but might be good otherwise. Taj Thomas. He is the guy I really want to get because he has 39 bench reps. He has solid acceleration and speed. He is more of a run stopper type, built like athletically speaking. And he has B block shedding, C power moves, D finesse moves. So if you're going to take him, you got to know he's just a run stopper for now. He's not going to be an elite pass rusher. So you got to make your pick there. But let's get to pass rushers. Lionel Rhodes with great athleticism, 26 bench reps and 4.71 speed. That is a nice combo. He is a linebacker with really high edge rushing upside as well with B power moves, but he has A block shedding, A play rec, and A tackling. This guy's an elite run stopper, and I might pick him up in the second round. A similar guy to him who has even better athleticism, I'd say, and isn't as injury prone as Lionel Rhodes, but don't know as much about him. He has A block shedding and A pursuit, B hit power. Don't know anything about the coverages or tackling or the pass rushing stuff. So yeah, we're gonna look at corners now. Stephon Brown has great acceleration and good speed. So that's just kind of averagey. And yeah, B zone, but D press, C man. It's not really all that convincing, I gotta say. B awareness. He just doesn't look as exciting as you would expect from a top 10 prospect. Demonte Burgess, he's the exciting guy, and here you can see why. 4.32 40-yard dash. And first in bench press as well. He's the fastest and the strongest corner in this draft class, and that's why I'm so excited about him. He has only C coverages and B press, D catching, but I really like his upside. And that is what I also shot for with Chris Madden, and maybe I can repeat that pick. Aaron Hale, he has the exact same coverage ratings, but he doesn't have the great speed. 4.41 is good, but it's not elite. It's just you can't keep up with someone like Tyreek Hill on that one. And for that matter, we also gotta talk about his average E ratings across the board and D injury. He's also injury prone at that. Doesn't have the great speed, so he's not my favorite guy. This is another one I really like. Raheem Barr, 5'9". He's the only one of these 6 first-round corners that is not above 6 feet. And he has elite strength, elite acceleration, and great speed. He is second in 40-yard dash and third in bench press. An elite athlete, if I've ever seen one. And he has B zone coverage and B press. So he's a little bit better in zone, but he has D man coverage. So he's a little bit worse than Demonte Burgess in man. And he also doesn't have the exciting, ball hawk abilities. The only one who has exciting ball hawk abilities is Jeff Lipton, who just had a 4.42 40-yard dash. He has elite speed, but only solid acceleration, solid agility, solid change of direction. So he's not the great athlete that someone like Barr or Demonte Burgess are. And yeah, but he has the same coverage traits: C zone, C man, B press, just like Demonte Burgess. So yeah. And the last guy is Austin Weber, who is 6'2", 203. I think he's the tallest one of those guys. He has elite acceleration, but only good speed. 4.43 might be on the lower side of what you want. And but great strength for him as well. So that's great. You want to see that. He's a great athlete, not an elite one. And C zone coverage, B man. So he's a little bit better in man, but he only has C press. So they are all really similar, and there is a little bit of upside for everyone. And yeah, I'm not sure if these are the guys that you can really separate all that much. here are our draft picks. We have still 3 6s, 3 7s, an extra 2 here, and then for the future, just the regular slate. But yeah, I really am looking to attack the defense in the draft. You already know that we need an edge rusher, a defensive tackle, and a corner. We're set at safety, we're set at linebacker. Maybe we'll take like a 4th, 5th, 6th round linebacker just as a backup because we only have 4 on the roster right now. But these are the 3 positions we need. And I can tell you right now, we can get defensive tackles and edge rushers, even starting caliber, in the 2nd and 3rd round. But we can't at corner. And this year is an exciting year for cornerbacks because I think there is a chance to pick another elite corner like Chris Madden. He was playing lights out in his 3rd year that we just finished. He was locked down. He just allowed a few deep passes to some big guys like Kenny Golladay there in the playoff run. But yeah, if I want a corner, if I want a good corner, a starting upside caliber corner, I gotta take him in the 1st round. And I have to trade up for him because all of those 6 corners are gonna go before the 32nd pick. This is, yeah, if you want one, you gotta take him early. If you want a defensive tackle, I think there's a lot of options. They are, yeah, you can get an elite guy in the mid-1st round. I think, I forgot what his name was, but in the mid-1st round, there was one guy with A power and A finesse moves. That's the guy you want to target if you want to trade up. And then in the 2nd round, there's a couple on paper edge rushers that are really defensive tackles, but also in the 3rd round. And if you strike out on all of them, there's still Taj Smith in the on day 3. I think he might be like a 5th round, 4th round pick. And we got to trade up to get there as well, or you can just take him with our 3rd round pick. But there's a lot of options at least. So we don't have to trade up to get a defensive tackle. It's just a matter of if I don't trade up, I'm not going to get the elite guy. And for edge rushers, I think that Carney and Rhodes are the 2 guys we want to attack. And they're both set to be picked in the 2nd round. So there is maybe the game plan. Maybe we go with the corner in the 1st round, we get the edge rusher in the 2nd, and then we get the defensive tackle in the 3rd round. That might be like the roadmap, but we're gonna see how this is gonna go in the next episode. That's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more Eagles franchise. See you in the next episode. Until then, spread some love.